Jollyman here. Today I want to share with everyone the raw build orders that I've been using on the ladder. So I've kind of got about 4 here. Just going through them, we've got the 345 up, the 4 minute, the 415, the 430. Now all have their each unique purposes and when you should and shouldn't be doing them. So just as a general rule of thumb, these are kind of the things you would be using each build order for. So the 345 typically is to either get yourself a very fast town center or you're looking to deny your enemy a fast town center. Same goes for the 4 minute. However, you could tune this into a bit of a classical fight as well. Now the 415 is a very good build for classic fight. You do have the option to take a town center yourself or deny, but you can cleanly do that on the 4. So, not fully necessary with the 415. Now, it can be used into the 2 town center rain build as well. And then obviously the final one upping at 430 for a very clean 2 town center fast heroic rain build with Ra. Okay, so general rule of thumb, as you play these out, you'll find what matchups you like using them in. So, maybe you come into a Chronos and you go 345, I'm going to up, I'm going to deny the crush, and then as soon as I see him taking his town center, I'm shifting on it. Really nice counter to that sort of play, etc. Okay, or maybe you're in a more boomier matchup, you don't feel like it's worth stopping that TC, or there's risk and you just want to go for your, maybe you're versus a Greek with Hermes and you're like, look, I don't want to blow my shift sands. I'm just going to go for a nice clean 2 town center here, okay? So that's an overview. You guys can have a look at that, but we will move into the recorded games I have saved already, so you'll be able to see them in action, which will make the builds make a bit more sense. Okay, so jumping into some of the recorded games here. So we'll start off with the fastest. We'll do the 345 build. So I've loaded these all up on Blue Lagoon, okay, and a different spawn each time, so you can kind of see just like different variables, subtleties that go on in the build, and I can sort of play faster a bit too, rather than it being slow and live, okay. So we're starting off 2 villages with a Pharaoh onto berries. I'm a big fan of berry starts. You're not going to be wasting time shooting or gathering that hunt towards your granary to be super efficient. The berries are there, they're not going anywhere. You can pop 1 villager on each. They're not going to be moving around too much there. So I think this is a really nice, efficient way to play with Ra. Is something to be said, I will just pause so we don't get too ahead here. Is something to be said though, in some matchups, or if you see, suspect something, you might just want to take the more forward resource, and then you can fall back onto this, okay? But for these vids, just showing you the berry start, okay? So this 345 build here, we had 2 go and the Pharaoh, and then our 3rd build started with the monument, okay? And now after the monument, they've gone to gold, and then our priest has gone off scouting, okay? And so now we're going to build up to 6 on food here. Now with my priest, I'm going very aggressive with the scouting. I know my enemy is, sort of here. I want to get 1, 2, 3 obelisks around him, have vision, so he can't leave his base without me knowing, because I'm upping really early. I'm sacrificing economy, so I need to gain something from it. So that's map control, killing vills, preventing him from taking stuff, etc. Okay, so we've built up to our 6 on food here, and now we're going to head over onto gold. So 3 more villages to gold, and we'll just speed this one up a little bit. And now Pharaoh can jump over here. So I did just check the villages before I moved the Pharaoh, just to make sure we weren't going to miss any drops. Okay. And just rearranging your vills nicely so they're efficient. 1 more vill to food. And now the next villager comes out is going to make our house. And 2 villagers onto the temple there. Okay, so everything in the monument range, nice and efficient. This houseville will just jump on and help the temple get up in time. And as you can see, Tar coming through. Okay, nice and clean. And I think I just show you a little bit of the early classic here, okay? So as you can see, obelisk, we're just catching the corner of that. You know, if you wanted to go the extra mile, you can make a second obelisk, make it here. You know, they'll walk out, see this, and not see another obelisk over here. So we've got a nice concave vision around the base. You know, if we wanted to go a little harder on this vision, you know, you'd put something to cover these giraffe, etc. In a real game. And then so I apologize, I did sort of miss that. But as we're doing the shift sand play here, we've moved 4 villages over to wood as after we hit advance, and we've left 3 on food. Okay, so just 3 on food, 5 on gold, and then we've got the 4 on the wood, and we've done that as soon as we've hit advance. And now that we've advanced and that's come through, we're going to get the barracks. We're going to make some widgets. And we can see our enemy has moved out for some hunt in our vision. So this is exactly the kind of move that Ra would look to punish. So we're just going to get one more widget through. And we're going to shift on over and take some kills. And I think they bug out after shifting sands a little bit. So thank you AI for giving us the sweetest sound in the game. But I think that should be it for this one here. Okay. Awesome. All right, we'll jump into the next build now. I wish it would leave on the folder, but there we are. So we're going to look at the 415, and in this one, I'm going to demonstrate more of a classic fight. So this one, maybe you're versus a Norse player, and you know they're not going to be greedy because they know how the matchup goes. They're going to stay on the food in their base. There isn't going to be that obvious shift sands to jump onto. And so, similar to last time, but this time here, this monument village is going to go to the straggler tree rather than going to gold in the 345. Okay. And then we're going to get this out. So you always need your 3 so you can produce the vills. So 2 went to here, 1 here, and then the first villager that was made out of the town center has come over to the granary, and then the second one is coming to the mining camp here. And this guy's just going to grab a 20 wood. Once the 20 wood is gathered, jump onto the berries. Now, priest is going to be sent off. So we have our 6 again. Just be checking drops here. And then this guy's going to come over here. So our pickaxe is researching, that's going to get boosted, the gold's going to be boosted, and the food's going to be boosted, all by this monument. Once again, up to 4 vills here, that means we're going to have enough production for obelisks in our temple and to get our uptime. Now our house vill, and then our 2 gold vills to the temple, so it's very similar across all the builds you're going to see. And we're going to get 1 more back onto food. So we're going to go 8 on food in total, unlike the 345, which was 7. And this is just like a soft variance. I know in like the build order description it says to add all the vills to gold. But I know I'm going for a classic fight here, and if I put them on gold, I'm just going to have to move them, okay? So this one here, the last few vills that came out, I just put them onto wood, all right? You know, the last villages you make after your 8 food, it really doesn't matter where you put them, as long as you put them where you need them. So if you're taking a town center, they're going to gold. If you're going to classic fight, you want to make widgets, you're putting them on wood. Maybe you're making sphinx, so you put them on gold, etc. Okay, so really depends what you're doing, but basically the villagers that come out after your last food villager, they're free. You choose where you want to put them depending on what you're doing. So they don't affect your uptimes, anything like that, okay? So here we're going to go for a split of, we're going to get 5. So this is a classic fight. So the classic fight, I really just want as many widgets as possible. And I am going to want a second monument, which I should build very shortly. Yep. And we've gone for a really aggressive obelisks on this one again, because once again, we're playing aggressive, we're playing classic fight, we're trying to put pressure on them. So we're going to open double barracks here, and just get as many widgets out as possible. Vills are going to go into food, we need to support spearmen, we need to support villagers, so we're just going to need a few more on food. Once I have enough on food that I can make spearmen cleanly, I can decide if I want more wood or gold, depending on what I'm doing. Okay. And we're just going to pump units out, basically. And you'll see how quickly Ra can get units out with the barracks empowerment. And if you look, I already have a lot of pop and military. We're not even at 6 minutes now. So you can see how strong the Ra classic fight is here. And we're just gonna, run in and do some damage stuff. It's easy AI, nothing to really learn off this. Okay. Just kind of want to show you what you expect this to look like. And you can make less slingers here. I've got the favor for more widgets. You might want to just say, depending on who you verse, maybe you verse Norse. If I was verse Norse, I would open double barracks and I would just make Axeman widget. Okay, no issues with Axeman widget early. Once the Great Hall is up and a few raiding cavalry start coming out, then we can start getting the spearmen. So, making the units dependent on the matchup. I don't want to go into all the intricacies. I just want to give you guys the general base code of these builds, and then you can learn how to make the right decisions after that. Okay, so we'll load up the next one here. Ooh, that is settings. And I think I missed the 4 minute, so we're not really going chronological order here. So 4 minute, okay. So this one with the 4 minute, I really like so 3:45 and the 4 minute, you can go straight into a town center. They both work. I really like the 4 minute for a town center idea. So this one, that's what I'm going to do, just to show you how that would work. Once again, really similar opening. This build is pretty much the same as the 4:15 we just watched, okay, except one less fill, all right? So same opening as we've been seeing. Monument onto the wood. We've got our 3 on food, 1 on gold, so we can make our obelisks, and now we're going to go up to 6 on food. Got the 20 wood, he's going to jump over. Okay, so that'll be our 6. Just watching the drops. I kind of like to get up to 100 food before I move this pharaoh, so I get the drops for pickaxe. So you'll see 100 pickaxe, now I move my pharaoh. And we're scouting a little more conservatively this time, because we're making the decision here. I want to play for my second town center. So we're not looking to open up aggressive and deny and then move into a town center or a classic fight. We're just going to grab ours straight away. So as usual, we've got our 4 on gold, 2, and our house builder. And this one's going to drop back, and we're going to have 8 on food now, okay? And then we got 1 more villager to come through. Little couple force drops for this one. It's the only one that really requires it. And we'll be up on time. So you can go 2 on food, you can go 3, it sort of depends. 3 is a little bit safer. Now if I had this town center and say we had like 2 rhinos just here, I'm very happy just having 2 food, because I'm going to shift over very quickly. We're going to get that food straight away. Here, I'm going to have to walk. I'm going to have to get the granary. We're going to be making bills from 2 town centers. So just to give myself that buffer, it's 3, okay? But all of these little nuances, you'll just learn from practicing these builds. Something will happen because the map's slightly different. And you'll know what sort of decision to make there, okay? So everyone on gold, Pharaoh on there, just because we have so many villagers on gold, I can bring the priest back and empower this. There's no need to be on the monument for this, okay? So if you are going for the town center and most of your villages are on one resource, do it as such. We're going to shift over, just make this hyper efficient. We get multiple shift sands now. We can put out a lot of monuments, okay? So I'm not, it's not like in Legacy where you lose your shift sands for the whole game there. So you can use that one that way. I pulled the rest of my villages, put them on to food here, okay? And then we're just going to add from this town center onto gold. So we probably had like 10 or 11 villages, whatever, on gold. Half have gone to the town center. The other half have gone to the food source here. And then I'm just going to add villages onto gold from this town center. And that should time up nicely so that we get 800 food and we get 500 gold at sort of about the same time. We don't want to overgather gold here. And then we're just, simply making villages out onto these food resources. Pharaoh can jump back here, so I have moved the Pharaoh back home. I want him on the monument, capturing this, getting more favor, getting more golden food, and then the priest can come out to this position here. And we're just looking to get heroic as fast as possible now. As you can see, things seem to be lining up not too shabby. And there we go. And we'll start advancing. 6:30. That's going to give us an 8-minute heroic on 2 town centers. Okay. And then we're going to load up on gold here. We're going to switch some of them to wood so we can get our upgrades. Maybe make some chariots, some siege, that sort of stuff. But you want a lot on gold. So, and I sort of do make a bit of a mistake in this build just when we get heroic. I think the best thing to do is Migdol here. In range of this, and then make the next Migdol here, and just leave your Pharaoh at home. But you'll see what I do. It's okay. It's fine. And so we're just getting our upgrades here. So yeah, these food vills, they come make a Migdol here. I think it's probably better just to make it with these guys. I could make a Migdol now and double Migdol. I can come double here. Lots of ideas. You sort of got to decide what's happening on the map. And then we're just going to sort of pump units out, keep grabbing all of our upgrades. I brought the Pharaoh over here in a monument. And then I'm going to put up a second Migdol here. So both of these Migdols are captured by one Pharaoh, and then this gold mine also gets the Pharaoh monument empowering. So there's the next Migdol. Okay, so that's an idea. All right. Obviously, when you take this town center in classical, you can classic fight. You could go for another town center. You could just make this Migdol and then go mythic. Whatever. But that's 4 minutes getting your town center quickly. So it's 4 minutes with good scouting and pickaxe. That's what I really love about the build. I know some players out there are doing 4-minute ups, but they're not doing much scouting, or they're getting a later pickaxe, etc. I really like this build because you can monument start, you can get pickaxe, you can scout with your priest, and you will always hit the timing, okay? So I spent a bit of time trying to work out how to do all of those. We'll jump into the last one. This will be the rain build order, okay? So 2TC fast heroic rain. And once again, you'll see the very similar start as all of them here. So you can see in this one, we can see in the other ones that I placed the monument a lot closer to the granary. And luckily, sometimes I had a tree by it, so I could go straight. In this one, I didn't want the monument here because I'm going to build temple and houses on the gold mine to keep it safe. But also my temple has to research Shadoof. So I want to make sure that the monument and power captures the temple and helps that rate Shadoof come through faster. So you just got to think about these little placements at the start of the game. I get the food, I get the gold, I get the wood, and I'm going to make sure I get my buildings. Okay, so that's why I've placed that one there. So I have had just to jump the ville through the town center onto the wood just to be a bit more efficient. Now, once again, going for that 2-town center, I'm going to be a little more conservative with my scouting. So you'll see my priest go to look for that town center, see what resources around it. Is it a good town center to take? Do I need to see what my other town center looks like? Same again, Pharaoh jumping over. Pickaxe is going to come through quicker. We're going to double in power. And so we can see a pretty nice town center here. We can easily wall this. This gold mine's not too far away. So we're very happy to go over and take that one. Now here in this build, unlike the 4-minute, we're only going to go 7 to food. Because we're going to have more time. We're not clicking advanced till 4:30. And honestly, this should only be made with 1 villager. So that's a small mistake. That only needs to be made with 1 villager. We have so much time. As you can see, this is going to come through. And I've still got 45 seconds till I'm hitting advance. But yeah, we only need 7 on food for this one. Unlike the 4-minute where we went 8 because we just needed that extra drop to be able to up that quickly.
In which you need to
Okay, so now we're clicking advance. What we need is we need 3 on wood. We're going to leave 3 on food just to be safe. I think you can do 2 absolutely fine because you instant put farms down, but we still get enough gold to do everything we need. So 3, just make our lives comfortable, and then the rest on gold. Pharaoh's going to come over here. Our priest is actually going to now come home and help out. And then these guys, I move them to the herdables, okay? I know the hunter's here, but we're going to be dropping farms so soon. Let's not build the granary. Let's not walk. Let's just get on the herdables and then drop the farms as soon as Shadoof comes through. And we're going to take 5 villagers with our priest. You can take 6. It's totally fine. Shadoof's going to come through. And then Plow's going to come through once these guys deliver. Pharaoh on the monument, so we're going to get all of this, plus our upgrades through faster. Add a bonus if you do build your market in this range too, or market or armory. Build that one up faster too. And Shadoof's going to come through, so we're just going to grab 1 villager each time, place down farms. It's good to force drop them just quickly, a couple of them to make sure you still have food. If you're sitting on too much food and you place those farms and no one delivers, and then you might have idle town center. So we're going to look for 15 farms here. And we're going to rain at about 12, 13. That's totally fine. And then a couple more villas are going to come out. So you want to avoid on the corners if you can. I will have to do 1 vill here. Could have been nice to do it here. If I had 1 or 2 more berries, then my villagers would have actually placed their farms here. So you notice my berries ran out and I had to go to the goats. Sometimes what will happen is there'll be a berry, you'll have 1 more spawn, and you'll be able to just place 2 or 3 farms here rather than walk into the town center just to be efficient. So we've got our 15 farms. This TC to gold, this TC to gold. Nothing crazy. And then we're going to hit our advance. And so once again, interesting enough, there's no difference between the rain or the hunt 2TC builds. They will both give you an 8-minute heroic by the looks of it. So it just shows you, even though you have to spend the resources to get Shadoof and then gather the gold to place down the farms, it just shows you how efficient the farm food rate is. So they're gathering at 1.64. So really, really fast. And we're going to rain again. We have 3 monuments up. You can see, on transition, we can get 3 monuments up. We're still going to have gold for a Migdol, okay? So we can just permanently rain now. And not before too long, we're going to be able to afford the 4th monument. So 4 monuments is what you want with Ra, okay? You really need 4 monuments. You can just keep raining. You can make your myth units. You can grab your upgrades at cost favor. When you want to transition to a trade, you can just rain again on 4 markets as well. So really important you have your favor with Ra. And we're going to drop the Migdol in the monument range there, as you can see. And then we're just pre-queuing all of these upgrades. And so here you can decide what you want to do. Do you want to make a few camels, go raid, go Osiris? Do you want to commit to sticking it out in the heroic, etc.? So lots of options available here. You can add in barracks if you need them. Get another migdol up. Many things that can be done here. You just have to learn as you play what playstyle you prefer and what you like doing into certain gods. Okay, but this obviously the build will just set you up, and that's pretty much all she wrote on these ones. So we will call that one there. So hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned something from this. Of course, if you do have questions regarding the builds, we'll leave a link to the DoD Discord. You can jump in, discuss these. We're always here to help. And of course, if you have any things that you have done differently in the build or something that I might be missing, I would love to hear it as well. I love discussing these build orders and all the intricacies and efficiencies that Age of Mythology does present. So want to thank you all for your time, and we'll catch you for the next one.